Welcome back to the Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast. It's a Friday. It is a Pro Shop episode, a hit episode. Call it what you like. It's me, Guy Charnock, your ex-full handicapper, who now couldn't play to 4, I'll be honest. And next to me is the tallest man in Salford, Benjamin, who is off. He thinks he's off about 8 or 9. In reality, I would give you a 15 handicap. You are very tall.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's yeah.
Damn, really?
No.
Oh.
You are, we'll come on to this in a minute, actually. You are, whereas my golf is probably getting worse with age, your golf is getting better because you're becoming more, every day that goes past, you're becoming more of an established golfer. And your club head speed, no spoilers for an upcoming video, is getting fast, as it should, a man of your stature.
Yes, I feel like we've spoken about this a lot on the
have.
pod.
It's a big
speed.
topic.
We love speed on this pod.
Not drugs, just...
No, yeah, just club head speed.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing my training. We have, this time next week, the results will be in.
You versus Rick.
Me versus Rick. Mainly a product review of the Speed Toad with a side quest of our 180 ball speed challenge. I've not hit a driver with numbers since I started speed training. And I said to you in the studio the other day, I was like, I feel myself in the garden swinging as hard as I could, but both my AirPods are falling out my ears. And I watched it back and I was like, God, I look slow. We hit some in the studio the other day.
It's coming.
And to turn around and see your faces and to see the numbers, I was pleasantly surprised.
The worrying thing is, hence the faces, I think, is that your club head speed, I still believe there's a lot more in the tank. Yeah. It's not, when me and Rick attempt to get similar speeds to you and we're a little bit slow without giving too many clues away, we are jumping out of our shoes. Certainly me, and Rick, both of us. When you got the speeds that you got, you were clearly swinging fast, but it didn't look fast. And I don't want to put it in the same category as Ernie Els, because no offense, you're not as good a golfer as Ernie Els. But Ernie Els, aka the Big Easy, his swing was fast, but just looked smooth. And I think because you are so tall with such long levers, you can generate such speed. There's a lot more in the tank. Will it actually improve your golf? We don't know, but
Probably
it's exciting. However, speaking of improving your golf, in today's podcast, we have got a lot to discuss, as always. But first things first, a little bit of an inside, not an inside scoop as such, something very exciting. We announced a few weeks ago, or not announced, but we discussed a few weeks ago that McLaren Golf were entering the golf industry on April the 29th. It's very, very soon.
Very soon.
We are recording this podcast on Thursday. It goes live on Friday. But today, later on, in an hour, so in 53 minutes, this podcast might be just under that, we will be having a call with McLaren.
Finally.
To hear about their new golf equipment. We don't know anything yet. We know a tiny little secret nugget, but not enough. We should see some of the products today on the phone call, hoping. We can't spoil it, obviously, but April 29th, it all will be revealed. I am very, very excited. I know you are too, because it feels like this, from the little bit of intel we've had so far and what we've seen online, and anyone can see this on like LinkedIn, you can see who's working for the brand. They've got some serious people from serious golf brands who have joined them. This is not some little half-baked go at it or some golf clubs have licensed out to somebody to in China chuck a logo on. This is a proper new golf brand to the market. I am very excited, Ben.
Yes. What is stopping me from looking down the lens and saying what they're bringing out right now?
Nothing. We haven't signed an NDA, but you would probably get sacked.
Oh, okay.
So
I won't say anything.
This podcast on my own would be quite good. So feel free to say it. No, I'm joking. I hate that.
God, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the rumors of, like, surely someone's got to be involved, a player of some degree.
We might know that, let's be honest.
We have our rumors, and I think it's not even like we know. It's not like we've been told at all, definitely not, but I feel like people can put 2 and 2 together with...
The person who might be involved suits the brand.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring out. I'm excited to get them in the studio, review very, very soon if that date is creeping up on us. Hopefully we get an invite to, I don't know if I can say that, an invite to something. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait. But yeah, McLaren Golf coming very, very, very soon.
I would also, on this podcast, if you just keep rolling for 30 seconds more, Ben, I want to find something that I want to address.
Sure.
If I can find it.
Is it going to be about?
It's going to be It's going to be something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, here we go. Found it. So Ben, you have been on this podcast now for how many weeks? This is probably week 6, maybe week 7, maybe. I don't know.
Sure. It feels like it's been way more than.
It does feel like that. Who knows? But anyway, we massively appreciate everybody watching and listening. We really do. And I very rarely now get bothered about comments online. I've done this with Rick for long enough. Had some amazing times, had some rather rough times in the comment section, but genuinely, last couple of years, it doesn't bother me as much. However, I saw a comment on the most recent hit podcast video, so that went live last week, where we talked about we did our blind rankings of the best moments at the Masters. And there's a comment from somebody whose name is Mark Hobson.
2 months, by the way.
2 months. So it'll be about 8, won't it?
Yeah.
So Mark Hobson, sorry, Mark, I think, is it Mark Nobson? Potentially.
Are you bringing up what I think you're bringing up?
I am bringing it up. He said, out the blue, I don't mind taking some flack. I can be annoying. I can stir the pot. I've said some quite controversial things in the past. So feel free to have a dig at me occasionally. I've got a quite rather weird-looking top on today that some people might hate. A bit different to Nike Golf. Like, what would you like a windstopper sleeveless thing? It's a bit weird. So feel free to slide that off. Yeah. But this comment, however, I'm gonna address it. It says, from Mark Hobson. Does anyone get the feeling that Guy is a little concerned about Ben now being on the scene?
Do you know what?
Sorry, Ben. Just for 1 second. That is absolute tripe. I have loved having Ben on this podcast. I have wanted Ben to be involved in the channel more and more. So, although Ben is annoying and he's 6'6" and he doesn't get as much speed as he should do, I want him here, and I'm not concerned in what this nonsense.
I'm glad Mark has spoken the words of our many viewers and our views of people in the office. I'm glad this has finally been brought to light.
Mark Nobson.
I think, if anything, you should formally apologise to the listeners for showing such jealousy and anger. And
let me give 5 things I'm jealous of you of. You ready? He's got a Kia Sport. He's got a Kia Sportage. Nice. I've got a young family. Kia Sportage would be nice.
You would love a family car. Nice.
Thank you very much. And it's without giving too much away, it's a GT Line S. Those listening will know. He has got a panoramic sunroof, and he has got a 360 camera, and he's got cooled seats in his car. That's all one thing.
Not sponsored by Kia. No. But if I do want to sponsor the podcast,
I'd love a little Kia Sportage.
I am open to a Kia.
So that's one thing you've got that I don't have.
Okay.
So I'm jealous of that. I'll give you that. You're 6'6".
Has its downsides.
It does have its downsides.
I do have to
but you're not freakishly tall.
Yeah, but I do have to duck through a lot of, what's the word?
Doorways.
Doorways.
You can't think. That's what.
Yeah.
So that's 2 things.
Okay.
Third thing, I quite like the fact you're Australian.
Nice.
Nice little USP in it.
Yeah.
Aussie Ben.
Yeah. I mean, especially living in the UK helps. As a USP.
That's 3. I would say you've probably got more friends than I have. You're a very likeable person. You've got a very busy social life. You're doing stuff all the time.
Is that something you're jealous of? Oh, I got more mates than you.
Yeah, maybe. And number 5. What else am I jealous of?
My golf game.
That's definitely not the case. No. What else am I jealous of with you?
Wait until I beat you 1v1. Scratch.
That's not going to happen.
I think the people of the podcast want to see a 1v1.
I was going to say you got a cat, but I couldn't be any less jealous of even a cat.
Wow.
I wouldn't have a cat if you paid me.
You're just giving away my whole personal life right now.
I'll tell you what I'm jealous of, but not jealous, but I'll use it for this argument. I am so lucky to be a father of 2 amazing children. One's 3, one's 5 months old. I wouldn't swap it for the world, but I am jealous that you can go and play golf whenever you want. So I'll give you a tick there. So that's 5 things.
Okay. Well, thanks you for sharing.
No problem at all. But I like Ben.
Thanks. Thanks, Guy. Yeah, great. You're right sometimes.
Okay,
especially when you're not like jealous and stuff about me being on the podcast. I think you're really good, but yeah.
Anyway, speaking of podcast content, hit channel, etc., we have got a lot of great videos that we've filmed recently. We'll come on a few of them. We won't come. That's weird. We'll come on to a few of those. However, what's going live today on the main channel, which has equipment link in it for sure. 4 p.m. Rick Shiels Golf main channel. Your friend and mine, Rick Shiels versus Jimmy Bullard.
Jimmy Bullard.
Woo. It's a match play. It's awful. A golf bit. It was, yeah.
Sorry.
What you
awful
did
impression. Yeah. Sorry.
Do it again.
No.
I didn't know it was you know what's okay? You know why you got away with that? I didn't know it was an impression. I thought you were saying Jimmy Ballard in a funny voice. He's like, all right, gays, all right, boysy.
Yeah. Jimmy is such, for people who don't know, Jimmy is exactly like how he is on TV. We met him last year when we filmed the original match, and first thing he walks to the door, never met Rick before, never met the crew. Shielsy, how are you, mate? Good to bloody see ya, you know.
He's Australian.
He's crazy, honestly.
He's crazy, but he's a good golfer.
Yeah, great
golfer.
And
the last time that Rick and Jimmy played, although it was an amazing Golfbid video, great partner of Rick's, we've got huge respect for Golfbid. Go and check them out at golfbid.com. The only slight negative in the comment section was that it was the two guys, this massive match people have been wanting for so long, using not their own equipment. Mm-hmm. And although you can get some great gear, obviously secondhand, those guys play so much golf in Rick and Jimmy. They have their own gear that they're used to that when they're not using it, is it a real match? Is it got an asterisk next to it? Maybe. And Rick lost, unfortunately. So this time, it's a rematch. It's Rick versus Jimmy using their own gear. No excuses. However, there's a nice little tie-in. They both had a subscriber with them on the golf course. And whoever won out of Rick or Jimmy, their subscriber got to win £1,000 to spend at Golfbid HQ, the Aladdin's Cave of golf equipment.
It's basically a full set, that, isn't it?
It really is. So it's a great video. Going live tonight, 4 o'clock. This is the one. Rick versus Jimmy. Own clubs. No excuses. Be there or be square. If you want to get better at golf and improve, I would recommend practice. That's a new thing I've realised recently. Mm-hmm. To get better at golf, it's not about buying new golf clubs. It's about practicing.
Yes.
And one of our favourite places to practice at has recently gone under a huge renovation. We had a little sneaky look today, and I was blown away. But Trafford Golf Centre, the home of Rick Shiels, where me and Rick first met, and I was going to say fell in love.
A little love story.
The journey started. This wonderful 12-year romance blossomed. Trafford Golf Centre is now, come Saturday, the 18th of April, is reopened, bigger and better than ever before. Me, you, Ed behind the camera, and Rick went and had a sneaky little look before with Pete Styles, our good friend, director of golf at Trafford Golf Centre. It is looking absolutely pure. So very excited for that to open. If you're in the area, even if you're not in the area, if you're within an hour of Manchester, head over to Trafford Golf Centre.
Opening this weekend.
It's going to be fire. Got a great American golf store there as well.
I've missed it.
What did you think of it?
Yeah, loved it. I have missed going. Great, I live very, very local to that driving range, so I have been very annoyed that I've had to drive probably like 25 minutes to my other local driving range, which is nowhere near as good. So the fact that that's opening again on the weekend, the greens, they've done a great job of, I feel like I can practice with purpose there now, where before, instead of just like smashing balls out, in the range, they've done a few different things where in the distance, they've almost built a gap in the fencing, and they've put a big pole down the middle of the fairway, and they've got 2 bunkers in the distance that basically act as a fairway for you that you can aim at from every angle of the driving range. So that's great with your driver to put genuine practice into hitting fairways. They've redone all the greens now, so there's different flags and different style greens everywhere. And they're clear and concise greens that you can actually aim at and practice with intent, and that's what I feel like I've been missing for a long time, because without naming names, the driving range I go to at the moment has, for people who don't know in the Manchester area, has genuine tanks in the field. Tanks, by the way. Crazy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back there.
You know what's interesting, though? I go to a couple of different driving ranges. Not that I go a lot of the minute, granted, but I do. I go to one near me, Clark's Golf Centre, great facility. And I've been to the one that you're talking about with the tank in the range, also a good facility, good fun, very different, very different. That's the thing. It's a bit like, I look at driving ranges now, more like I look at gyms. Clark's Golf Centre, not in this a disrespectful way, this is in Rainford, right near my house. It's a bit more, if it was a gym, it would be a bit more spit and sawdust. It'd have your bodybuilders in there who are lifting serious weights. I think Clark's Golf Centre does have families go down and whack a golf ball, but if you walk down the bays tonight, you'd have good players, proper golf bags in the bay, serious gear. There's only a few targets, there's no data, but you just grind and you're hitting balls. And I like that. It's not stupidly priced as well, but it's got a great golf shop on site. So, it's always busy. It certainly does something very, very well. Trafford Golf Centre now has moved more into like a destination
Yeah.
where golfers would go, clearly, but non-golfers would go who are going out, 4 or 5 mates or a couple on a double dates or whatever. They'd rent some golf clubs, they'd whack some balls, they'd get beer, they'd get pizza, and they'd have a good time. And there was a part of me, if I'm being honest with you, that almost didn't like that route. I understood why places were going down that model because it's more commercial. They'll make more money per person than just me and you going hitting golf balls. However, actually, one thing I've been thinking about the last couple of hours since we came back, actually, is that for now, someone like me, obviously with 2 young children, doesn't get as much time to go and play golf. I could actually envision a world where I would, like, say if a couple of us went or something on an evening and you're hitting golf balls round a bay and you're still getting that competitive fix of like, right, we've got a table, we're going to have a couple of drinks, whatever, we're going to get on the top tray set, we're going to have like a whatever challenge and still get that competitive golf.
Yeah.
But in a group. Whereas on a normal bay, you just hit a few balls and chat. It's not the same. So I think you've got 2 angles. You have got that more casual person who doesn't really play golf. But I do think actually groups of 4, if it's a cold night or the range is the golf course is shut or whatever it might be.
Oh, especially winter, like here.
Exactly.
You obviously can't go out because it's dark after 3, 4 o'clock. So, yeah, driving ranges like that, where it's at, isn't it?
And again, the most obvious thing I've probably ever said in this podcast, and I have said some obvious things, but if you have a win, I know we're in the summer, leading into the summer now, but this winter coming up, I know it's a long way away, we don't think about it yet, but if you spend even once a week hitting balls at the range versus not doing, your swing feels so much better come April, May.
Absolutely.
There'll be people on the listen to this podcast now who've done just that, who will know what we're talking about. They'll say, I kept swinging, I kept going to the range once a week, played maybe the Winter League, and I'm kind of ready for April, May now. There'll be other people who haven't played, who the golf swing will just feel like it's an alien, it'll just feel so weird. So it's definitely a key to not even improving, but maintaining, just keeping your swing going.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have some breaking news that I discovered last night.
Wow.
That I got the inside scoop on.
Okay.
I was scrolling social media last night, and I came across a post on Facebook from a man named Paul, and he had put in that Takomo have been emailing people about their Ignis D1 driver.
Okay.
For people who don't know, we did a review on it. Really great driver for a great price. Looks great, feels great, performs great. Well, I've got some bad news. If people listening to this podcast have won a club competition recently with a Takomo driver, maybe they got their name on the honorary board. Is that what they call it? Honours board?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've won some cash money from your Saturday comp with your Takomo driver. I've got some bad news. Your name is about to be erased from the history books.
What?
Because I found out that Takomo, their driver, when you have the second heaviest weight placed in the rear and the heaviest weight placed in the toe, which you might do to
have more of a fade.
Yep, to have more of a fade. Your Takomo driver all of a sudden becomes non-conforming.
Wow.
You're playing illegal golf if you're doing that.
Now.
You're cheating the system. Shame on you.
Wow.
And this, we talk about this like, me being new to golf kind of thing. I don't know how common this is, but I saw this last night and I was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Especially because the feedback from the Takomo driver had been so, positive and outstanding, and a lot of people getting into the game of golf or whatever, all the people using it in a Saturday comp out there who maybe want to play a bit more of a fade and have put it into that setting, you're stuck. But let me read you out the email anyway.
I've actually seen, I don't know if it's the same. I've got one in front of me now since you told me, and I'm interested to see if it's the same email.
I think it's the same email going around. Hi, Paul, which is the guy that got the email originally. It's Amanda here from Takomo. Sorry for spamming your inbox. I'm just following up a recent email regarding the Ignis D1. As it stands, the Ignis does not conform to the RNA standard and is not suitable for competitive use. Specifically, when the heaviest weight is placed in the toe and the second heaviest placed in the rear, this driver breaks the CT limit.
Yep.
Now, this is where Takomo are doing a good thing, and fair play to them for doing this. So if you're listening to this and you have a Takomo driver at all, You might not think, I don't put like the second heaviest weight, in the rear and the heaviest in the toe. Don't do that. It doesn't matter. I think you should probably do this anyway, because if you change your swing one day or whatever, you should just do this now to future-proof yourself. They are sending out free replacement heads. They've obviously, this issue has surprised them, caught them a bit off guard. So now they're starting to ship out. If you get in touch with them, I think some people are actually, there's obviously a long list of people who have Takomo drivers, so it will take you a while to get through all those people. So maybe reach out if you haven't heard from them yet. And they're getting new driver heads sent out that is due for release in July, but they're sending out to people sooner rather than later, which is good. But just, it caught me off guard. I don't know how often this happens when major OEMs can bring out a driver. I assume that they would be thoroughly tested at all weight settings and all hosel settings before they go out, and to not, whether it's not been tested or it's just another thing. There's just, Takomo is so good. And when my friends who, don't have a whole lot of money to go and buy like £1,500 sets of irons or whatever, and they go, looking at Takomo, I go, yeah, honestly, they are so good. The performance is great in the irons, the wedges we tested with you today, Guy, the driver, everything really, really solid. And there's just, we got, what was it? The irons, the new 201s. They had a bit of rust in the wedges, in the pitching wedge. We tested the wedges today. We're not even touched them. They've been out of the wrapper, just sat on the shelf waiting, and they're already just getting a bit scuffed up, just sat in there, a bit damaged. And then this happens with the driver. I'm just just a couple things creeping in that I don't love.
Yeah. So this is the thing, isn't it? It's news and it's interesting, but it's something that I think when you are purchasing products from a brand like Takomo, there's reasons why they are so much cheaper than the premium brands. One of those, there's two obvious reasons. The first one is it's direct to consumer, so it's coming from Takomo to you. There's no middleman. So whereas you might buy from American Golf and they need to make a profit, and they buy from Wilson and they have to make a profit, if you buy via Takomo, it's straight through direct to consumer, and everybody wins. Also, they don't pay Tour Pros. So they do pay influencers and creators, but they don't pay Tour Pros. So again, whereas TaylorMade obviously pay Rory, Scotty Scheffler, all these players millions of dollars, Takomo don't do that. But another way that these brands often, I don't use the word cut corners, but I'll use it kind of cut corners, is things like the R&D, or maybe the efficiency of how they release products, or the attention to detail. And essentially, for those people listening, the drivers now obviously have to be conforming. There's obvious things like the size of the physical head, so a driver can't be bigger than 460cc. But also the CT test, which is the characteristic time test, essentially tests how hot a face of a driver is. So they drop a pendulum onto the centre of the face, and then they time how long it takes to kind of bounce back. And I've got it on here because I didn't know the exact number. But basically, it's allowed to be on the face for 239 microseconds with an allowed tolerance of 18 microseconds. Therefore, a driver that is above 257 microsecond is non-conforming and illegal for tournament play. So when you're in the DP World Tour, the PJ Tour, Live, etc., drivers get tested at random, I believe. So they will always get tested. And if your driver is over that, it's deemed as non-conforming. It's very strange how the Ignis driver is over that. If I'm honest, for the average person, will they have it set in that setting? Probably not. If they do, is it a bad thing? Well, technically, it would be illegal. Is anyone going to test it? Probably not. What's also interesting, why this gets a bit murky, is, as we know, people listening to this podcast who are hardcore golf fans probably swap their equipment relatively often. But if you don't, over time, if you imagine a driver getting beat and beat and beat and beat, the face can actually become non-conforming over time. So if you think about, as it gets worn, there's a point eventually where it loses that almost elasticity and it becomes worse. But you almost can break in a driver, if that's the right phrase.
Yes, and that what happened with Rory.
Exactly. So you call it the CT creep. So I suppose the point I'm getting to is, if you went to your regular golf club on a Wednesday medal or a Sunday medal or whatever, and you actually took a CT test everybody's driver, you might get a guy who's got a brand new Takomo driver, weights in the toe, heavy setting, and it's deemed as illegal. You might see an old boy who's got a Callaway, whatever, from 5 years ago, that's actually also over the limit because he's used it. So it's a bit of a weird one, but it's bad for a brand who have released brand new drivers for this to happen. but how they've handled it seems really good.
Yeah, I am impressed by that. Something I would love to see, people listening to this podcast, I don't know how often it will happen, but please email in at, what is our email again?
It's so easy.
Info at...
No. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Podcast at Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast.com. The Rick Shiels Golf Show podcast.
Are you actually taking the mic?
No. What is it?
What's your work email and everybody else's?
No.
It's the same.
Oh, okay. Podcast at rickshiels.com.
Thank you.
Sorry, we tried to get access to it, but I don't. No one knows the password for me to get in. Only guy has access, so I don't know the email. Anyway, so email in at podcast at rickshiels.com.
Yes.
I've got it. And tell us if you've been disqualified for your equipment from a competition and why. I don't know how many stories are out there, but I want to hear some stories of people getting disqualified for all sorts of things. So send them in or leave a comment in the, I'll check the comments this video, leave a comment below and I'll check them out.
I got disqualified from competition once.
For cheating?
No, I showed up to the tee time 20 minutes late.
20 minutes late.
If that was anyone else but you, that wouldn't surprise me.
It was a club champ as well.
Oh my, did you cry? Were you a kid?
20.
So you cried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know...
Well, 20 minutes late, you should be disqualified.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic.
You live next to the golf course.
Traffic in your dreams.
Yeah.
A question I saw, this is not like super about like golf equipment, but just something I probably see a lot of as a question, something I wanted to ask you. For people who are like, I'm going to say 20 handicap and higher, maybe even you can come down to 15 for that. What is the best way for someone to improve really quickly? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, are you just, because not all of your golf game is like slow, like for me, like ball striking. Like ball striking is a slow, progressive.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the better you are, etc., etc. Like my game now compared to 18 months ago, my ball strike, I could go out and play a game of golf now, and like if I hit a full iron shot, like fat, I'd be like, whoa. Where like 18 months ago, I'd probably hit 10 fat shots around. So what is there something that people can do when you're that level to take a lot of shots, is that the word? A lot of strokes off your score quickly?
I think there is, but it's not that simple. And let me explain. We've done videos before, coaching videos. Obviously, I've worked for Rick now for a long time, and I've been behind the scenes for lots and lots and lots of videos. And we used to do a lot of coaching videos. And although Rick's the PGA golf coach, obviously I would chip in with my ideas as well and what I thought we should do videos on. And we often do videos that were like 5 tips to do X and whatever. And they were really decent videos, if I say so myself. But one of the things that myself and Rick, and jokes aside, obviously I'm a decent golfer, Rick's a good golfer, probably overlooked, is we might do a video where you say, how to avoid having high score, avoid double bogeys. Well, you can't just avoid double bogeys. And secondly, you might say something like, make sure you hit the fairway. Well, you can't just make sure you hit the fairway or account for your bad shot. Well, elite golfers might have a slight push or a slight fade or whatever it might be, but high handicap golfers just do different stuff all the time. So I think those kind of real anecdotal advice things don't really work. But however, from playing with, my friends who I used to play a lot of golf with, who went to school with, they used to be not great, and now they're quite good golfers. But when I played them a lot and they weren't great golfers, there were some things I saw, some trends that I did think lots of higher handicappers could benefit from. One of the most simple ones I honestly think every high handicapper could do is to learn how to get out of bunkers. Because for me now, again, I'm not a great golfer. We did a video today, actually, which might come on to I hit a few out bunker. For me, getting out of a bunker is honestly a piece of cake. Yeah. It's so easy, unless it's plugged or something silly. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to go close. Doesn't mean I'm going to get up and down every time. But the actual concept of getting my club, opening the face, gripping it, getting the ball out the bunker, I find genuinely easy. Mm-hmm. That's not the case for a lot of high handicappers. They don't know what to do, and they hold the golf club with not enough loft, they don't open the face, don't strike enough behind the ball, etc. They don't have enough speed, they try and scoop it out. I honestly believe with one good lesson from a good golf coach, pretty much any golfer could learn that technique, and it would save them shots. How many shots depends on what golf course they play at and how many bunkers there are. But I do believe learning how to play out of bunkers is a massive one. Secondly, I also think learning a very simple way to like chip and run with a 9-iron or an 8-iron, because again, so many golfers get around the green, and chipping can be difficult, granted, and Rick obviously struggles with chipping as well, as lots of golfers do. But I do think the very basic kind of chip and run golf shot, if you get taught that in a very simple manner, I think again can kind of save your shots.
And I feel like that's a great thing for anyone. Genuinely, my game, I've just like recently dropped the ego and done that. Genuinely, the amount of times I'm short the green, I've got no trouble in front of me, and I just instantly go for my 58, and I just go, I'm just going to nip this, land it 10 feet short of the flag, and it will just stop for me. And the amount of times I do that and the risk involved with that shot. Recently, I literally just go and grab my pitching wedge, or like you said, you can grab a 9-iron and just putt it. Oh, producer Ed's phone's ringing. Like, the difference is crazy.
It's not Ed. This must be someone's laptop.
Someone's phone ringing?
We can hear a phone.
We've got
phone.
We've got a mystery phone ringing in the...
This is a PJ golf coach going, you're talking absolute rubbish. You're not qualified. No, but I think you're right. I think, And
you still get... Just quickly, for people who, like... You still get that, like, dopamine hit of hitting a good shot. I don't know what... There's, like, this ego thing of, like, you're going to land a 58 there and, like, stop it. Like, you still... The difference of just, like, knocking one up there, there's so much risk taken out of it is night and day.
Well, that's the thing. And the obvious thing to say don't go out of bounds. We all go out of bounds. The best players in the world do. Yeah. Rory McIlroy can miss a 2-foot putt. All these things are very hard to stop doing. So I don't think it's about stopping doing certain things. They will always happen. I think it's about starting to know how to do other things. So, I really don't see how anybody, whether you're 70 years old or 7 years old, can't learn how to get out of a bunker efficiently. I think that is doable. And I only think one lesson could change your life. I really do. I think that's my number one point would be learn how to play bunker shots, learn how to chip around the green. Because again, strength doesn't matter on those things. You can't say to everybody, hit it further, hit it 300 yards. Yeah. It's obviously not achievable. That would be my go-to little bit of advice.
As this is the HIT podcast, what equipment can you use to get out of the bunkers and short chip and runs?
So for me, I think bunker shots really, I think a 58 degree or 60 degree wedge is brilliant. Personally, I'm a 58 degree guy. I think once you get to a 60, it gets even more lofted, but that's obviously entirely up to you.
I found out, and I love just like little nuggets of information. By the way, this video is coming out so soon. Maybe not next week. No, it might be next week. Maybe next week. My fitting video, where there's a brief segment towards the end of where I get fit for my wedges. If you're like unsure about certain things, watch that video because I learnt so much. For me, he was talking about in bunkers, I would go straight for my 58 and just like you said, open the face even more and rip it. He was saying when you've got less sand in the bunker, use your 58 with a bit less bounce.
Yeah. And open the face on your
your face, off you go. But if you've got a bit more of a fluffier bunker,
get more bounce.
Yeah, my 52 and my 54 are full grind, full sole wedges, but I would never think to use for chipping. But because it's fluffier, getting in there and making use of the full sole of the wedge makes such a huge difference. And I couldn't. Hopefully the editors have cut it out, but there's a bit where I cannot get out this bit. Like where I play is not an expensive flash golf course. Really, the bunkers have like a decent amount of sand in them, but I don't think I've played anywhere that's got like deep, thick-ish sand, where the club goes deep into the sand. And they put me in this bunker to get out of it. I couldn't get out of it to save my life. Usually, on the course, so rarely I will not be able to get out of a bunker, but I couldn't get out. Genuinely, 4 shots in a row, I couldn't get out. Threw me a full bounce wedge, a full sole. Off we go. Yeah, it was great.
That's the thing. It makes a big difference. But I think, again, to Ed's question then, I think around the green... Also, another one actually is I don't think people chip enough, probably me included, enough with the pitching wedge. Yeah. So I, around the green, would often go 54, 58, whatever. Maybe I would go 9-iron. But I think that 48 degree or whatever yours is in your particular set, people listening at home, whatever, I think just having that bit of practice around the green, I think it does help. But speaking of around the green, though, we've got a really exciting video coming out in a couple of weeks or whenever it might be. I'm not sure. People will see it on the HIT channel, which is all about the success of the TaylorMade Spider putter.
Something new.
Not only have I been using the Spider since 2019, you could argue I'm a trailblazer. There's lots of players slightly better than me that have been using it, i.e. Scotty Scheffler, i.e. Rory McIlroy. Now Brooks Koepka's been toying with one, etc., etc. So we did a really good video all around the Spider, and obviously Rory won the Masters on Sunday, his second Masters, the fourth player ever to go back-to-back with a Spider. However, another interesting thing I saw online was, obviously, you might have seen this, Ben, that Rory has won the 89th and 90th Masters back-to-back.
Yep.
Sir Nick Faldo won 1989 and 1990 Masters. So there's that little connection there. So I thought, let's have a look at what was in the bag of Nick Faldo, and he won the Masters in 1996.
Wow.
So 30 years ago.
Throwback.
So it was very, very heavily Mizuno. He was well known for being a Mizuno player. So his driver was the Mizuno T-Zoid.
Google's. Oh, the T-Zoid.
Yes,
wasn't that on the quiz?
Yes, it was indeed. He then used a T-Zoid 5-wood, Mizuno TP19 2-iron through to pitching wedge, a Mizuno Tour-proven sand wedge, and a Mizuno Tour-proven lob wedge. But what was really interesting here was he then used a 2-year-old Odyssey Dual Force Rossi 2 mid-mallet putter. So first things first, we kind of feel like sometimes with this Spider revolution that the mallet putter's quite a new phenomenon, but it's not. Mallets have been around for a long, long time. However, what really did strike me, and I hope this is true, so I found it online, it might be false, but the year after... So first of all, he used an Odyssey putter, and apparently for winning, Odyssey paid him $1,000. That's what I've seen, apparently. Nice. However, the following year in 1997, and you could argue it was partly down to the success of his win, I don't know, but Odyssey was then bought by Callaway Golf for $130 million cash.
Wow. Straight away.
Yeah, off the back of that win, he won $1,000 off them, but then they sold it. What was also interesting as well is this is how much golf has changed, Ben. This might interest you. The driver he was using in 1996, this Mizuno T-Zoid, was a 6-degree lofted head with a 130-gram steel shaft. So bearing in mind now, most graphite shafts in drives are around 60, 65. You might get some of the tall guys in 70. 130 grams. So double the weight of, modern driver shafts, which is crazy. He had a 2-iron in the bag, as I said, which was 18 degrees. His loft was so traditional. His pitcher wedge was 49 degrees. His sand wedge was 54 and his lob wedge was 60. So when you look at his bag and you think, why didn't he have a gap wedge? Didn't need one. No. His 49 degree pitching wedge slotted lovely then into his 54 sand wedge, then into his 60 degree lob wedge. Yeah, so I just thought that was quite interesting. A bit nerdy for the podcast, but golf equipment has changed drastically in some ways, like the lofts of drivers, the shaft materials, but then actually using a mallet putter hasn't changed too much.
But yeah, very interesting video coming very soon. A different style of video, that TaylorMade Spider video. So when you do watch it, do let us know in the comments what you think. If you want more, that's the debate we're having in the office. If people want more of that style video, so please do let us know.
2 more videos I want to touch on, but we've got about 20 minutes, just under, before we have to shoot. However,
for our top secret meeting,
we have just today wrapped up filming another video that was very, very exciting, and I'm sure lots of people, again, listening and watching this podcast are the exact kind of people who this product is aimed at. But ShotScope, who are very well known for the distance measuring devices, GPS units, etc., have just launched a launch monitor, aptly named LM1, which I can only imagine stands for Launch Monitor 1, which makes me think it's going to be LM2 and LM3 down the line. Hopefully, if we're not. What surprised me about this launch monitor, even when you got it, and I knew you were very excited for it to come in to review it.
Yeah, we first saw it at the PGA show. It was mind-blowing, the size of your phone and
the price.
The price.
That's the big one for me.
Crazy. Took the world by storm.
£199 or $199 for a launch monitor. My first thoughts were, this can't be good.
Yeah.
It's like it's too cheap. It's scandalously cheap. You know, GC quads are $10,000, $12,000, $15,000. Same for Trackman. There are more budget devices now that you can buy, which often, again, you know, the reason they're cheaper is not quite as accurate, they're not quite as good. So for £200, this is like a joke. This has got to be one where you hit it, doesn't even register. We will not spoil the video, but we'll give it insight. We were shocked, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, shock's a good word.
Very shocked. And at that price point, I mean, golf equipment now is getting dearer and dearer and dearer.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's drivers coming out very soon that are north of £600 from the brands that people know and trust. You know, putters are getting dearer and dearer. So for this to go out at £200 and it be good,
shocking,
shocking, it's very exciting of where this is going to get in the future. And, you know, will it come to a point soon where for golfers, practice without numbers would just feel strange?
Yeah, and I think that, I was just about to say that, I think that's the future, isn't it?
Yeah.
Practice without numbers, where we're going to see Saturday comp casual golfers popping out their shot scope in the practice net and just like making sure our numbers are good, making sure. So yeah, and who knows? Imagine like a world where driving ranges, instead of like this, you know, you just take your little shot scope size of your phone and pop it down. And
that's I mean, not that at the minute I do any running, to be fair, but when I do have spells of running, although I'm not a great runner whatsoever, it would seem insane to not be wearing an Apple Watch and tracking your distance, your time, your heart rate. And even though I don't really do a lot with that data, it just almost feels like it quantifies the run. It's there. And I think, as I said, at this kind of price point, if they can work and if they can be reliable, I do think lots of people who want to practice golf, they'll have that. And even if it's just to track how many balls you've hit, you know, whatever it might be, I don't know. But it's interesting.
That's a weird thought, by the way. People just running for the sake of running.
Well, that's what I mean.
And not tracking numbers. I couldn't imagine just running.
It would seem
to
insane.
Run.
I mean, I can't, bizarrely, I'm almost going full circle. I almost like the idea of it, of just running for free, having no distractions.
That sounds quite nice.
Yeah, well, exactly, but it just seems mad. One more video we've got coming up. I don't want to give everyone too many videos, but we have got some great stuff in the can, I know, which is good position to be in.
Absolutely.
We have also just been testing today. I tested them. Takomo wedges. So we've given Takomo lots of flowers over the last couple of years because they've brought out lots of gear, albeit their driver might be illegal in some settings, but they have genuinely done some great stuff. And they brought out some wedges, which aren't crazy new, but we haven't tested them yet, that sit in a very funny part of the golf landscape because they're £100 a wedge. So versus something like a Voki, which are £180, it is half the price all on. But it's not crazy cheap. It's nothing like the old days of the Kirkland wedges, etc.
No,
so
sorry to butt in,
no,
but
carry on. You bought.
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to give it away from the video because I feel like you shared an opinion. But maybe I can say it about the price.
Say it.
As soon as I saw the price, I just think the price is wrong. I just feel like you can get better. Maybe better is the wrong word. Just like Cleveland RTX 6s, like very, very, very good wedges for £99 a wedge.
Also, if I have a look now,
I feel like if they came in at like £79 a wedge, that would be like,
you can get Titleist SM10s for £140.
Yeah, like
this is the thing. We've had this discussion a billion times.
I know it's 20 quid, but
oh well, I know, but it's 40 quid.
Oh, sorry, yeah, to the SM10.
Oh, yeah,
so
sorry,
Cleveland,
yeah. Well, the thing is, though, this is what we've said, self and Rick, in lots of videos, lots of reviews for years. It's so hard for brands, first of all, to make sure they're profitable, but second of all, to understand where they want to sit in the landscape, because when a wedge is £100, like Takomo, I'm looking at it as a consumer. I know as a reviewing it, but as a consumer, as, okay, I kind of expect this to be good. I trust it should be quite good. And if it's not, I'd say in the video. But if it was 60 quid, 70 quid, I know it's not a massive amount difference, but it makes you feel like they're cutting corners. They have to be. You know, let's be honest now, although the Kirkland wedges were quite good, I wouldn't really want to use them. Those Takomo, could have put them in the bag. I won't spoil the video too much, but probably I could do. So that's an exciting video to come up for people to see and, you know, wonder if they might go on that route of Takomo. However, before I come on some emails, Ben, we had a couple of good emails.
You have to fly through these emails.
I know. I've had an attempt at a blind ranking for you, and it's rubbish, if I'm honest with you. It's not good at all. But it's just something just for you to get stuck into. So I've given you 5 products. I want to rank them 1 through 5. 1 being great.
Product anything.
Well, you'll see what's coming up. I've tried to go with things that are relatively in your lifetime of playing golf. So obviously you've not played golf forever. So 5 things that I think are pretty revolutionary.
What am I ranking? Just on
1
love
to
for
5,
them?
but you can't change.
Based on just my
based
love
on how
of them.
Your love of them, how much they've changed golf, how much they've helped golf, how important they are in the golf landscape. You name it.
Sure.
Okay, 1 through
1 to
5.
5.
Okay, you ready?
Didn't have enough time to find 10.
One? Well, I didn't want to do too many. It gets confusing. Ready for number? Well, your...
Yeah, whatever.
Lab putters.
Damn.
How much they've themselves been good putters, how much they've changed the landscape of golf.
I'm not a big lab hater.
Okay.
I'm not team lab. Like I don't own the shirt, but I have bad thoughts.
Okay.
I really, when I'm alone at night and the lights off, I have nasty thoughts about buying a green DF3 with a white shaft.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
An orange grip.
Yeah.
Go on then. 1 to 5. Where does it sit in your...
I think because it's inspired this like center shafted revolution. She's going number 2.
Nice. I thought you might go 2.
Yeah. You writing these down?
Yeah, I've got them.
Great,
it's
my man.
Tough. Vokey wedges.
Oh. 5.
5? Oh my God.
Oh wait, just in general, or well, like, I'm just thinking, like, no offense, but I feel like last year's the same as this year's.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, they're just kind of like they've been around for time. And
Pro V1 golf ball.
3.
My man. My man. So you've got 1 and 2 left.
Okay.
TaylorMade P790 irons.
Damn, I'm gonna put them. Oh, I should have put Lab 1. I'm gonna put them 1. Just feel like they're the creme de la creme. So is that the right saying?
Yeah, we've got.
I hope that's right.
TaylorMade P790 is number 1, which is a good shout. Lab putters at number 2. Pro V1 golf ball at number 3. Vokey wedges at number 5. So you've got 1 space left, which has to be number 4. Ping G440 drivers.
Oh.
I don't think they go in at 4, but they're going to have to. You've made your bed, you can lay
They
in
would
it.
go in at 3 instead of 4, but yeah, 4. I love my G440. There's so many times I hit a absolutely rubbish strike with it, and I go, how has that gone down the fairway?
Correct.
Like, I almost feel like you sky it, and it just goes, yeah, I'll play a little soft draw for you. Have that down there.
Are we all in the G440s?
Yep.
Are we? Oh, big up.
What model are you guys all in?
I'm in a K.
Yeah,
Big
K.
forgiving dog.
What are you? Oh, you're a little
LS Tacker.
little LS
I
dog.
wonder where that was. I went to hit one the other day and it wasn't there.
I went missing. Little bandit.
Yeah, I mean...
They're different. I'm not a bandit.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a...
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Thoughts on that list?
It's good. I mean, I kind of... If it was Rick sitting here as well, I might have gone a bit deeper into like other clubs a bit longer. But I felt for work... No, it's... Sorry. It's... I think they are golf clubs that, you know... It took me a few minutes to think. I didn't have all day to think of this. But I think they've been quite relevant. There's other ones people will be watching thinking, oh, that's a good one. Maybe it could have been like TaylorMade M2 driver or whatever. Yeah. There's loads of good stuff out there. But I feel that was a good little list. You weren't a million miles off.
I do know of golf clubs outside of the last 2 years. It's just like when you start getting
but it's
Mizuno Blue Rage.
No. You're right. But what I don't think you do sometimes realise unless you were there is you've been there now for Lab. So you've seen Lab come out and everyone copy it.
Yes.
And that's very similar to what other brands have done. I mean, you could argue PXG had the first proper hollow head irons and TaylorMade copied them, but Odyssey 2 Ball was so revolutionary with what they did. So there's certain products that come out that you almost have to be there to realise what that then does to the industry. And there'll be something else soon, you know, next year, next 2 years. There'll be something that comes out that everyone goes, oh, we need to make one of those. Mini Driver's been another one. It doesn't feel like it was really, maybe TaylorMade pushed Mini Driver the most, but that's become a golf club now. That everybody,
Super stroke
grips have been massive, thick putter grips.
I'm about to predict what the next trend's going to be. You ready for this?
Go on.
Get your stocks in now.
Okay.
I'm literally just making this up right now off the top of my head. I'm going to go rest in peace to lofts over 54 degrees.
Wow.
So everything's going to get stronger. And the new wedge system is going to be 44, 50, 54. Is that revolutionary? I don't know.
You know what's mad though is everything's a trend. So really, all mini drivers are is 2 wood.
Yeah.
There used to be, before my time, 1 wood driver, 2 wood, 3 wood, 4. No, I wouldn't have them all, but they're all available. And all the mini drivers are 2 wood. So anyway, we need to go. We've got this call with McLaren. I'm very excited. This has been a great podcast, Ben. I'd like to be on the podcast. Please never leave us. I'm jealous of you, granted.
You've been a bit less jealous today, which is nice to see.
You have. It's been nice to air it.
Yeah, it's
off
nice.
my chest.
Good on you. Well, guys, happy golfing this week. I love wishing the listeners some happy golfing.
Yeah.
I've seen some claims of hole-in-ones over the weekend, but they've been lacking images. I'm going to need to see some images and some proof for these hole-in-ones before we celebrate them on the podcast.
That's fair.
Send in your hole-in-ones. Send in why you've been disqualified from your Saturday comps or whatever. Go get some more hole-in-ones. Don't get disqualified. Send in your Takomo drivers. Have a great weekend, guys. Happy golfing. See you later.